All right, we're rocking with something different today. We're going with a little bit of the video there. Today I wanted to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. You can see the jersey behind me there. And I wanted to talk about how they have basically no cap space. And if you look at the most recent tweet from Arpon Basu, putting Carey Price on LTIR, basically all it does is makes them flush with their cap space here because they're so in the hole, just having signed Kirby Dach to his new 4-year extension, just over $3 million per year. But putting all of the 10.5 from Carey Price on LTIR, they're flush. They've got no room left to do anything. And for a rebuilding team, I mean, this is kind of weird. I mean, you look at the Sens and the Arizona Coyotes taking on robotic Zach Kassian, Andrew Ladd, these old contracts just to get to the cap floor, to get to the minimum. But the Habs have the opposite problem as a rebuilding team. That's something that we don't really see much in the NHL. But to me, I think that this is something that the Habs, it just means that they're going to make a trade. That's what's coming here. It's going to be somebody like Paul Byron, might get moved out. We've already had the Christian Dvorak conversation, Mike Hoffman, Drouin, Monahan, maybe depending what happens there. There's such a surplus at forward for the Montreal Canadiens that somebody's got to go. At some point, somebody's going to get dealt here. And the question is who and how many, okay? We have had and will continue to have the Josh Anderson conversation because it's looking like they are going to keep him right now. But for how long? How long is Josh Anderson going to be a Montreal Canadien on a rebuilding team in his prime to mid to late 20s? Teams are going to be salivating over this guy. They're going to be dying to take him. So close to the deadline, you look at somebody like the Calgary Flames, they could salivate, drool over Anderson, be like, we'll give you a first-round pick for him, plus maybe something else, because we know not only is he fast, but he's big and he's mean. Okay, remember when he fought Lucic? Like, this is a guy who can come into the playoffs and bang, bruise, and score. So he's got a ton of value. That's another guy you might have to consider parting with. And I understand a lot of people have been saying, yes, I know that you need veterans on a young team to show the kids the reins so they don't go party every night, come back hammered, hungover for every game. I get that. But at the same time, you can't have a bunch of Andrew Ladds on your team, a bunch of Zach Kassians, a bunch of Milan Lucic's. You need to give the keys to the kids. And it's going to be very selective because if you're upper management, if you're Martin St. Louis and the coaching staff, you're going to want to pick guys that you know are good role models. Okay, I'm looking at guys like Sean Monahan. I know he's in his late 20s. He's a vet. He's been around for almost 10 years in the league. That's a good guy to show the ropes to the younger kids. Okay, and if you want to pick either Josh Anderson, maybe you like Jonathan Drouin at a much cheaper cap hit than he is right now because we know he's a really good guy. There's a lot of Brendan Gallagher. If you can't end up changing that contract, trading it out, then we know that he's a great little mentor, maybe future captain for this team to show. Suzuki, let's be real, he's not really part of that group. I mean, he is in a league of his own as far as maturity, as far as I'm concerned. Nick Suzuki is so mature. He's so developed already. We heard Mathieu Perreault, former Hab, who just retired, say on a podcast the other day, that Nick is ready. His maturity level, he's ready to be a captain of the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm not really talking about him. I'm talking more about guys like Slafkovsky, Caufield. The next first-round pick, maybe it's Connor Bedard. We'll see where that goes. But there's a lot of guys, young guys, even on defense, Caden Gooley, Arbor Xhekaj, okay, Justin Barron. There's a lot of dudes there that are going to come in who are young, who need somebody to give them guidance. And you can always go free agency for that. But of course, as we know, they would prefer it if it was internally. So guys who know the room, guys who know the team, the rink, the city, stuff like that. So that's just another conversation that has to be had, is who exactly is going to be moved, because it's going to be somebody. And I want to know, I'll put up a poll on my channel. Who do you guys think is most likely to get moved by the trade deadline? And put Evgeny Dadonov in that conversation as well. There's too much money. There's too many forwards up front. There's going to be 1, 2, maybe 3 guys shipped off. And I want to know who you guys think they are. Make sure you comment down below. If you're new here, you want to see more videos like this where it's my face plus the gameplay, like, comment, subscribe, the whole deal, notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at JohnnyHockeyYT. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.